Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Gbush with you back again for another one of the battle rap consulting series. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. I think this is unique. You're not gonna find this anywhere else on the internet. This series is based on mixing battle rap concepts with marketing, with finance, with what ways and strategies can we do to elevate the battle rap community as a whole. So this is something that I don't think this is on the internet right now. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel and go ahead to hit that subscribe button so we can go ahead and keep you up to date on all the content. Why is Murda Mook's bias so much more dangerous than, say, for instance, a Charlie Clips or a Hollow the Don? I don't think their battles are that hot. I don't think that they're that great. But they got those two people on the top of Mount Rushmore. Why are you saying in your first video that Champion and Tech 9 and all these people gassing Murda Mook and their bias for Murda Mook is dangerous for battle rap? And I'll give you a very easy analogy that sets up the economics of battle rap and why this type of behavior sets up a catch-22 and messes up the whole fiscal strategy of battle rap. It's a simple word. It's called inflation. Now, in the terms of inflation, you guys in battle rap are some of the smartest people in the world. I'll give you that. It's one thing you always got to give a battle rap community. As a whole, the battle rap community is one of the smartest communities on the face of this earth. You guys pick up on schemes, punchlines, double, triple entendres. So in the sense of it, inflation does not mean the exact term that I'm going to give out, but the concept is, in generally speaking, the same thing. See if you can follow me with this. So everyone knows what the term inflation is, the value of money over time. So of $100 in 1998, if you had $100 in 1998, those same $100 in the year 2013, for instance, would be worth $153 due to inflation. So if you look at Murda Mook, right? You look at Mook's bias and gas. So I'll use bias. The word gas is a relative term. That could just be that people like what he's saying. I'm not going to use that, but I'll say bias. So if you look at a Mook bias and people really don't believe what he said was really that great. They're just saying it was great because it was just him. It sets up inflation. So what happens is his performance, instead of his performance being on par, if you were honest about his performance versus Averb was probably a $7,000 performance. Instead of his performance being a $7,000 performance, with your bias by a media outlet or a very reputable outlet, you're now putting his blue book value at $25,000, $30,000, $40,000. So now you're saying his worth is $40,000 for these rounds that he's given, when in reality, what he's actually spitting, what he's actually delivering is $7,000. And that's dangerous for battle rap because it's inflation. Now, every time Murda Mook delivers a battle, he now has a precedent set. Now he can go to the next person and say, well, I took 35-40 this time. Everyone said I won that battle. Now I can ask for more than I had last time. Now I need 50, right? So here's the danger. Every single time that he has this sort of bias, now he can afford to wait 4 or 5 more years, don't battle, come back, and he still doesn't have a incentive to put more energy, effort, time, change with the times, be innovative, to put in that performance, right? So he's like, oh, well, I did this last time against Averb, right? I did it against Averb last time. I'm going to give him the same old Murda Mook, because guess what? That same Murda Mook, 1-2-1. That same Murda Mook, they loved it last time. Let me give it to him against another rapper. The dangerous part about that is now, you're telling the new battle rap fans, you're telling prospective battle rap fans that you're trying to build the culture with, that you're trying to build your fan base, that you're trying to grow with. You're telling them that this guy is the best you have to offer. You're saying he's the best representation of which your culture has to offer. That's deadly. Because when they show up, when you talk about new customers and keeping new customers, when they show up, you only got sometimes one time to show and prove to gain a customer, right? And battle rap can say, you know, hey, come on out to an event. And they might have one time to convert, okay, maybe I think I like battle rap fan into a diehard fan. And if this the one time they ever gonna pick a battle, they see it's Murda Mook, and he's delivering a $7,000 performance, but you paying him how much? $50,000? $60,000? So understand what you have to charge that fan for you to justify paying him that. Now the pay-per-view price is higher. The live event is higher. The stream is higher. That fan is now paying higher cost, inflation, in order for you to pay a higher cost to Mook, inflation, for them to see a lower version of what should be the best representation of your product. That ends up in market stagnation. The market becomes stagnant because the rest of the battle rap diehard fans and community understand that Murda Mook doesn't necessarily realize or mean that he's the top representation of what battle rap is, as far as a skill set, as far as entertainment value, as far as battle tested, as far as all of those things wrapped up into one. What's now, what's refreshing, what's in. We get that. But when you're trying to grow, when you're trying to grow your fan base and you're trying to grow and gain new viewers and expand your product, those people don't know that. It's a case in point. No one knew when those people at Total Slaughter, when they were clapping and cheering so loudly for Murda Mook when he was going against Lux, in that sterile, horrible environment, no one knew that those bars weren't the greatest representation of what the battle rap culture was. Inflation. That's the danger of it. Because you're touting that the face of I'm the face of battle rap. I'm the face of the sport. I've never lost. You can't have the face of your sport not be the best representation of your best. That's the problem when Murda Mook gets bias. Because if Charlie Clips gets the bias, or Hollowed or Die gets the bias, they're still active. They'll bring more of a return on investment than Mook will. They'll give you more battles per year. They still have a style that's more relevant. They have more of a reach. Charlie Clips is on TV. He's on Wild 'N Out. He'll bring more viewers in. He brings more eyeballs in. He has more skill sets. He can freestyle. He has more of ability to scheme. He has a more entertainment factor. These guys are still relevant. They're still active. They're still in the culture. And they're not going to charge $40,000. So here's the thing. If you are biased for Charlie Clips or Hollow the Don, that bias is only going to cost you $14,000 at the top of what they're costing, right? So even if you give them $14,000, right, and you only get a $10,000 performance or maybe a $9,000 performance, you still don't have the runaway inflation that you have with Mook, because at least we have a representation of a more of an accurate representation of what is the best version of your battle rap culture right now with those two people, because they're still battling. They still are now. They're still fresher. They're still giving you better performances. You don't even know when Mook's going to battle again. You don't even know that. So it boils down to economics. It boils down to economics. And so the economics of bias with Mook turns out to be, I hold out for 10 more years, 5 more years for another payday. While other battle, I get 100,000. And that turns out to be, I get 100,000, I'm gonna get 10,000 a year for 10 years for one battle, while everybody else has to consistently prove themselves time after time after time after time. That's something that you gotta watch out for. And that's the fiscal part of battle rap. That creates a situation in which you're going to have to need to consistently come up with higher amounts of money for lower returns on your investment. That's the point where we're at in battle rap, and that's the point where you're getting to with some of these top tier individuals, with your Hitman Hollers, with your Murda Mooks, with your Loaded Luxes, with some of the veterans that are holding out, that are doing other things that want higher sums of money. They're not as active as much. So inflation rates with their performances. Their performances are, and you're gonna have rusty bouts. They're gonna be rusty, and you're never gonna be able to recoup what they're worth. But if you have bias, there's no incentive for Mook at this present moment. If you give him the win over Verb, what incentive does he have to come back to the ring and battle anybody else? He's going to come back 3-4 years, give you another stellar performance, and he knows he can get that $25,000, $35,000, $45,000 and still eat off the fact that I'm the face of battle rap. He can still do walkthroughs. He can still do shows. He can get a deal. He can still be amongst the industry and say, I'm the face of this thing. And he still doesn't have to give it back. So hopefully that breaks it down a little bit about what we're talking about. Murda Mook is if he's going to be the Jordan, and he's going to be the equivalent of Michael Jordan in the game, there's no way that Michael Jordan, even though he's a GOAT and he's great, there's no way Michael Jordan can earn more than LeBron James in his prime. It just doesn't work. That business model doesn't pay. No one will pay to see Michael Jordan overpaying to see LeBron James in his prime. That's the equivalent of what you're trying to sell if you say Murda Mook is worth $50,000, but yet and still you pay Tay-Rock 10.